My name is Nick Chen. I'm 18 years old, and I was born in Las Vegas, Nevada. My parents, Leon Chen and Jennifer Cha, had 5 children, each of us born a year apart. However, in 2009, my parents started to have some relationship problems. So, as a result, we moved to San Marino, California. The issues between my parents didn't stop, and we moved 3 more times after that. We now live in Arcadia, California. During these few rough years, my parents were never home. As a child in junior high going through my parents' separation, I needed an outlet. Filmmaking became my outlet and passion. However, this story isn't about me and my life. Rather, this is a story of a mother who would sacrifice everything to get her children out of poverty and help them get the education they deserve for their future. My nanny, Amy. I decided to document her life story because she became like a second mother to me, helping me become fluent in Spanish and teaching me the value of hard work and determination. She always valued school and told me that the key to success was education. Amy has worked for my family for the past 16 years and was a large part of my childhood. Most of my memories featured her and my siblings. Amy has given me and my siblings love and compassion and raised us like her own. Amy was born and raised in Chiclayo, Peru, and is the oldest of 7 children. Being the oldest, her parents felt that instead of getting an education and moving up in the world, she should instead clean and cook for her 6 siblings. She worked and worked until one day she met her husband and had 3 children. She lived in extreme poverty and supported her children by selling piglets and homemade ice cream on the streets. At times, she went days without food. However, she always made sure her children had enough to eat. The best meal she could provide for her family consisted of 2 tortillas and fish soup. She longed for a better education so that she could get a higher paying job to support her family. When her youngest daughter was only 6 years old, Amy decided to move to Mexico, where she lived and worked for her family as a nanny. As difficult as this decision was, the money she sent home to her children allowed them to get the education that she was never able to have. She endured terrible treatment from her employers, who intentionally made messes just to watch her clean it up. They forced her to complete all their daughter's homework in addition to her cooking and cleaning duties. Finally, at the end of an exhausting week for her, her employers threw her salary on the floor, forcing her to get on her hands and knees just to pick up each bill. After a year, she was fed up with the poor treatment and fled her employer's home in the middle of the night. America is known as a land of opportunities, and for poor Peruvian immigrants, this opportunity was too good to pass up. During her travels through Mexico, Amy encountered many Mexicans who planned to cross the border into America so they could have a better life. Amy and many other Mexicans worked together to cross the border into the U.S. The journey, however, was far from easy. It was one of the hardest things she has ever done. Not everyone survived the treacherous journey, some dying of exhaustion while others died of dehydration. Crossing the border involved running non-stop from bush to bush, trying to hide from helicopters, running up and down mountains in freezing cold temperatures in the dead of night, and crossing through deserts with quicksand. She told me many disturbing stories of her journey, but I'll save that for another video. She is one of the lucky few who survived the journey and started a new life in a land of opportunity. She lived temporarily with her niece while she searched for a job in this new and unfamiliar country. After working for several other people in the span of 3 years, she met my mom and subsequently got a job to work for my family. It has been 20 years since Amy's decision to leave her family in Peru, last seeing her youngest daughter when she was only 6 years old. Now, she is 26 with a PhD. In fact, all 3 of her children have earned PhDs. Once my youngest brother goes off to college in 2 years, she will return to the house she rebuilt in Chiclayo and be reunited with her family. With the money she made throughout the years, she will hopefully be well off in her home country. Amy is what Americans refer to as an immigrant. Most Americans have a poor opinion on the topic of immigration, yet are unaware of the struggles these individuals have faced and how much they have suffered and sacrificed in their search for a better life. Emilia Calderon Puscas, or as my family calls her, Amy, is a mother, daughter, grandmother, wife, and sister who sacrificed everything to give her children a strong education and life of opportunity. In the process, she has become more than just a nanny to me. She has become my second mother, who I love with all my heart.
Esta es mi historia en América.